I can still remember the exact moment my life was divided into two chapters, before that night and after it. If I had walked through that door just 5 seconds sooner, I might never have discovered the truth. But I didn't. And what I heard from behind that door still lingers in my mind to this day. It was nearly midnight when I finally arrived home. My name is Daniel, 34 years old, a project manager who spent most evenings buried under deadlines and endless responsibilities. My wife, Emily, 29, often complained about how little time I spent with her, but I always believed our relationship was strong enough to survive it. That night, I quietly unlocked the front door, careful not to wake her. As I stepped inside, I noticed the living room lights were still on. That was unusual. Emily normally went to bed early. I slipped off my shoes and moved through the house quietly. Then I heard her voice, soft, gentle, intimate. But it wasn't meant for me. I froze in place. She was on the phone. "I miss you too. More than you know," she whispered. My heart immediately began pounding in my chest. At first, I tried to convince myself I had misunderstood. Maybe she was speaking to a friend, maybe a family member. But then she laughed. A laugh I hadn't heard in months. A laugh that once belonged to me. I took another step forward, staying hidden behind the hallway wall. "No, he's not home yet," she said. "He'll probably be late, like always." That was the moment it hit me. She was talking about me. A cold sensation rushed through my body, yet I couldn't move. I needed to hear more, no matter how much it hurt. "I wish things were different," she continued, her voice trembling slightly. "I never meant for this to happen, but you make me feel alive again." Alive again? My hands tightened into fists. Every late night, every sacrifice, every moment I believed I was building a better future for us. Suddenly, it all felt meaningless. Then came the words that shattered everything. "I love you." The room fell silent after that. Not because she stopped talking, because I did. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. I simply stood there, feeling like a stranger inside my own home. The woman I trusted. The woman I built my entire life around. She was giving her heart to someone else beneath my own roof. Slowly I stepped backward, making sure not to make a sound. My first instinct was to storm into the room, confront her, and demand answers. But something deep inside stopped me. No, if I walked in now, I would get tears, excuses, and lies. I needed the truth, all of it. So instead, I quietly left the house. That night, I didn't sleep at all. I sat alone in my car, staring into the darkness, replaying every word she had spoken over and over again. By morning, the pain had transformed into something different. Clarity. Over the following days, I acted completely normal. I smiled. I talked. I even kissed her goodbye before leaving for work. But behind that calm expression, I was paying attention to everything. I checked messages. I followed her once. I listened carefully. And what I uncovered was worse than I had imagined. It wasn't only emotional. The affair had been going on for months. And it was with someone I knew. Mark, my old friend. The man I trusted enough to welcome into my home, share meals with, and spend countless evenings laughing beside. Betrayal from one person hurts. Betrayal from two changes who you are. But I didn't lose control. I planned. A week later, I told Emily I had to leave on a 2-day business trip. She barely reacted. That response alone told me everything I needed to know. Instead of leaving, I stayed. That night, I waited outside the house, watching the lights glow through the windows. Around 9 o'clock, Mark's car pulled into the driveway. Surprisingly, I felt nothing. No rage, no heartbreak, only a cold, steady calm. I walked into the house quietly, just as I had that first night. But this time I didn't stop. There they were in the living room, laughing, comfortable, acting as though I had never existed. Emily turned around first. The colour drained from her face and her voice caught in her throat. Daniel? Mark stepped back, completely speechless. For several seconds, nobody spoke. Then I smiled, not because I was happy, because I finally understood everything. I just came to say, I said slowly, my voice calm and unwavering. You don't have to hide anymore. Emily burst into tears immediately. Mark opened his mouth to speak, but I raised my hand. No lies. Not tonight. I reached into my jacket, removed the envelope I had prepared, and placed it on the table. Divorce papers. I heard enough that night, I continued, and I've seen everything else since then. Emily dropped to her knees, crying, apologizing, and begging for another chance. But her words no longer meant anything. Mark couldn't even meet my eyes. I turned toward the door and started walking away. Then I paused. You didn't just break my trust, I said without turning around. You destroyed the only version of me that ever loved you. And with that, I walked away. Not broken, not lost, but changed forever.